Hey, today is January the 19th, 2012. Been awake now for a couple minutes. Um, just recited a dream I just had of my wife. And in this dream, I was walking into a city. Um, it was as if I was going down a slight hill going into a city. And as I got into the city, I started hearing little little tick marks, and I could see all around in the ground. It was it was like a sprinkler system was going off, but the sprinklers were misting, um, and the mist was coming up out of the ground, just like the small sprinkler heads do, maybe in the shrub area and stuff. Maybe it was coming up about 4 feet high, but it was actually a agent. I thought in myself this was a non-persistent agent, one that gets on your skin, irritates your skin. But what it did is it forced everybody in the buildings out of the area where the sprinklers were sprinkling. So everybody went into the buildings. And as I went into the buildings, I was reminded of like a World War II barrack style uh, setting. Because when I got in there, it was, it was room enough. It was an open bay. And we got in there, and once we were in there and the doors closed, there was one guy who was not like part of our group. He was he was like representing the people that wanted us in the building. And he began to share with us things the way he thought and different things. And I could tell by how he was saying things, he was trying to get us to acknowledge his God. But he was doing it in such a way, it sounded like if we did what he said, we would be acknowledging God. Very, very sly, but it wasn't as if he tried to demand us to do that. But I could tell by how he was wording it, it was like an indoctrination program, so that in hopes that one day we would do that. And it came time for us to go to bed. I remember I had a sleeping bag, and I was in the sleeping bag. I wasn't like in the sleeping bag as far, all that far, maybe halfway in the sleeping bag, say for instance my legs or something. And another person that was part of their group came, and this other person looked at the sleeping bag, and it's almost as if they made an excuse that they needed to pull the sleeping bag away from me. So he pulled the sleeping bag, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but I felt a feeling of being singled out for some reason. For some reason, he was just messing with me with the intent of trying to get me to do something wrong, kind of an irritating type thing. And then we were taken into what appeared to be a big auditorium. And in this auditorium, um, there were men who were part of the group down in the front, and they were individually talking. And it was like they were sharing their testimonies. But when I would hear their testimonies, they were doing everything except saying the name Jesus Christ. They were like, I used to think kind of like you guys think, and now I found a better way, and now I've just learned to serve God. But when he said it, I knew he was not talking about Jesus Christ. He was talking about serving Satan. And for whatever reason, I don't know exactly how this occurred, but I was taken down to the front as if to be in front of one of these guys who were sharing their testimony. And it was as if he was going to one-on-one walk me into acknowledging his God. And somehow my hands came up, kind of like around his throat. But I wasn't moving my hands. I wasn't operating my hands. It just somehow happened that was the case. But I can remember feeling as if I'm not doing this. And he began to be strangled. But I could clearly tell physically I wasn't using my hands. And I don't know if he died or not, but something happened and everybody ran out of the building, including myself. I ran. And as I was running, I was thinking, don't go back to that building where they had you. Flee the city. But I could tell the city was like controlled. I couldn't get out of the city. And then I thought, well, just fly, because I have actually flown in a dream before, just almost Peter Pan, you know. And but then I decided, no, don't fly, don't fly. You gotta stay here. So I found my building. It was building number 17. I don't know the significance of that building number. But just as I was getting to the door, there was a guy standing at the door, holding the door. It was almost like a countdown: 5, 4, 3, 2. And I got to the door right at 1. And he was talking to another guy that was holding the opposing door. And he was saying, did you see what the dude did to him, man? And another guy's comment was, and it didn't look like he was strangling him, but the dude couldn't breathe. He was being strangled. So I got in the building that I was in, and now a bigger group was in there. It's as if people had gotten lost from their building and joined our group in our building. And I could hear talk of people saying, did you see what the dude did, and all this stuff. And so I took the opportunity to just say, hey, let me tell you what happened. And people started gathering around me, and I said, I didn't do that. Jesus did it. And as I was sharing that, some other people came in and they started breaking me up from telling what I was telling. And the three of them, it was like three of them that came around me and sat me down in a chair, and then it was as if they were determined to mess with me. And like one guy got down on his knees and put his face up like to my knee and just started going, nah, 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 like just to irritate my knee. And I was like, should I get frustrated with this? Or should I just let the dude irritate himself? And I just chose to let the guy irritate himself. And another guy started messing around with my neck. He felt on the back of my neck and said, oh man, there's something in there. We're going to have to take it out. There's a plate or something in there. And right at the time that he was discussing with other people, that it was as if they were either one, going to do a surgery to get this plate out of my head, or two, going to make me think they're about to start this experiment. Then I woke up. And when I woke up, I immediately just thought to myself, and God, I said, God, why did I just see that? What? I didn't understand why I saw that. And as I began to continue to think on that, I thought about the two prophets in the end of time. Speculation is it's going to be Elijah, maybe Enoch. And then I thought there in the last part of the Old Testament, where Elijah is coming back. Well, the spirit of Elijah is coming back. He'll turn his heart toward the fathers. And, John the Baptist came in the spirit of Elijah. And I thought about Juniper Tree and beyond. That's what I thought. That's all that happened right there.